hear from Sophie, because that was interesting. Sophie had come into Coffee Connections, and so wins and biggest challenges. Why don't you just stand up and share with us just briefly what happened with you and what you shared at the Coffee Connections just yesterday. So stand up. There you go.
Which parts?
So you had shared that that you had showed up and you came with a team, and then your team.
Yeah, it all failed. So the first few meetings I went alone to the Coffee Connections to check it out, to see what it was all about. Just because I was joining a lot of groups on Meetup.com. I don't know if you guys have heard of that, but it's a website where everyone just gets together. And I had a good experience on there before, and I'm trying to start my own small business, and I figured, since what we were discussing before, how society automatically thinks I'm young and irresponsible, and the fact that I'm a minority and a woman, they're not really gonna give me the light of day. So I went here to get more expertise and to get more advice on how to further build myself and present myself. So I first went to the first few meetings, and I finally built a team of 20-year-olds. And I said, okay, for the same reason that I didn't want society to just turn us away, I want people to know we've got some worth. We're not just there to work at a McDonald's or serve you at a cafe. And I brought Andy, my brother, his girlfriend, and Andy's friend. So my team consists of 6 people besides them, but they're the ones I brought to do Coffee Connections, and they felt very uncomfortable and out of their element. And they kind of all, well, my brother was the one that he felt most uncomfortable, because he's usually a male and he's mostly in charge most of the time, and we all let him be in charge. And he pretty much said when we were done that he didn't like it, he didn't want to go again, he didn't like that someone put him on the spot like that, he didn't like that I was put on the spot like that. But I told him, I wanted that position. I want someone to correct me. I'm all right with someone correcting me or pushing me. He didn't like it, so then he pretty much dragged the rest of my team down and said, we're not going.
So they didn't come to Coffee Connections, but then you came back yesterday.
Yes.
That's a win. Why did you come back?
Because I spoke with Mark, and Mark said, well, that's completely the opposite of what you were trying to accomplish, which was leadership, which is furthering yourself. And instead of furthering your team, you let your team drag you back. So I was able to come back, and I spoke with Andy some one-on-one, because one-on-one sometimes is a lot better than a group for me.
But Andy was part of the original team.
Yeah.
And then he came back. Stand up. So that's another win. So 4 left, 1 came back. So now, Andy, why did you come back? The Coffee Connection.
Because I saw the opportunity when I first went there, and I don't know, I like the way that he tells you the truth instead of trying to hide behind a curtain or a mask.
Yeah.
So do you see the win? Can you do that in your own business? Can you be that leader like Sophie and help people, and Mark, would people call him out?
See, when you call people out, one of 2 things are going to happen. They're going to either run, which saves you a lot of time and money.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Or not.
That's a win. That's a huge win.
Either way. And so I can change your life like in an instant. So you're thinking you're thinking about your situation in the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
I did not realize until about 2 years ago that I was profiled. I mean, so when I got into the mortgage industry, 100% straight commission, Hinsdale and Oakbrook, really affluent area. I go in dealing with women in their 50s, 60s. They see a young male, 24 years old. What do they think?
Young, irresponsible.
Dumb and irresponsible. They dated one at some time. They have a daughter that dated one. They are not real happy with young males. They're just not.
Right.
So they profiled me. So how did I respond to that profiling?
How did you respond?
You took it to the next level and proved them wrong.
I just like, I embraced, I'm like, this is gonna be cool, this is not gonna be that hard, so, you know, married, you know, baby on the way, then a baby comes, and so go out there, they see I have a wife, doesn't work outside the home, baby, house, it's like, oh, this guy's spectacular. I didn't whine about being profiled. It's not fair, should never be profiled. It doesn't matter. White males have a huge advantage over everybody else, but nobody realizes what their advantage is. Their advantage is nobody listens to you when you whine. You're a white male. What do you have to whine about?
That's true.
I mean, my sons, they come and they go and say, there was this, my oldest son, there was this Hispanic guy and he got, hired because he's Hispanic. So what? You're a white male. Go out. Who cares? It doesn't matter.
Right.
It doesn't matter. And so white male's advantage is nobody cares if you fail. It's all on you. It's all on you if you fail. You can't blame anything else. I'm a woman. Okay, I'm a minority. And so, you have the biggest advantage of anybody in this room, but you have to realize you have the advantage.
No, and I'm starting to realize it more, like...
Well, realize it faster.
Now!
I don't want to hear any more whining from you.
No,
I'm this and this and this.
Right, I think, and I've just met you, but you need to own it.
Oh, yeah.
You are female, Hispanic, 20-something. The rest of it doesn't matter, and all the noise and chatter, you have to turn it off. Because most of it is probably coming inside of your own.
Oh, yeah, I'm totally owning it. Like, the first time we went to the Coffee Connections and I told you, yeah, I'm a Hispanic, yeah, I'm female, but my fiance, he's white, he's a male, so I'm gonna bring more comfort to most people. Why? Because they're gonna either have pity
Well, just don't talk
me or
about
they're
it.
gonna...
Just don't even talk about it.
Just do it.
Just do it?
Yeah.
Right.
Don't even talk.
Don't even.
Good job.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
Nice, have a seat.
Owning it.
Good job.
I'm owning it.
Yeah, there's a win right there.
Could part of the magic be that they're just stuck in the now and they don't have that future? They can't
Yeah, I mean,
reach the future,
when
it's
you look
just
at
this-
you have, to the left you have the past, to the right you have the future. In the moment is the expressive, and so the driver is the future, the analytic is the past, the wavy line is in the moment, and then the amiable, the ball, is in the short term. And so we're all, programmed to look at one of those, and we get fixated on that. And whenever you get fixated on any one of those four areas, that's an issue. Because if you're just fixated on the future, you're not living in the moment. If you're living in the moment, you're not remembering all the screw-ups that you've done in the past, so you're going to do them in the future because you have no recollection of the past. And if you're living in the moment, well then, your future, tomorrow is yesterday's future, and the next day's past. And so if we don't have a grasp of all four of those and able to move those things and understand our own prejudice and our own perspective, we are not going to achieve our full potential. It's not going to happen.
Wow,